Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Alexander Mankind.
Hello.
Look, well, I mean, other than today.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden like it was very little going on until like the last couple of days, and then a whole bunch of stuff has been
Nothing massive.
Not announced, but like.
I mean, a bit massive for the companies that are involved, but not massive as in like anything that's really gonna, I don't think, shape the gaming industry.
No.
You know what I mean?
Although the certain someone
Just
losing.
Just being very professional here.
Oh yeah.
Very professional.
Completely, totally professionals we are. The major announcement of one person leaving their position.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We got little things to before we get to that.
Yeah.
So the first thing, we'll start off with the really shitty thing first. EA are reportedly going to be laying off 200 Apex Legends QA testers.
Ah, yes, because that's
well done.
That's what you need to do. Like, with a game that is always online, always with multiple instances, and like a bajillion things that could potentially go wrong in it on an update. Yes, that's what you need to do. You need to have less people QA testing stuff.
According to this is Kotaku. This is from Kotaku. The actual article's on Eurogamer. QA testers were informed they were losing their jobs pretty much immediately, like right there and then.
Ah, yes. Lovely. Nice.
During a mandatory Zoom meeting held at 8 a.m. by their contracting agency, Magnet Global. Sources told the site that EA's whole Baton Rouge QA team has now been disbanded as a result of the call, amounting to what one former employee called essentially their entire Apex Legends QA staff.
So who's going to test all the updates and to make sure
they'll have moved it to somewhere else.
Oh yeah,
basically they've gone somewhere else that's cheaper and hide stuff there.
Yeah.
Which is, they've just moved the work over to that.
Well, we've mentioned it before. They have agency staff because they can use it as not.
It's not their staff.
Not their staff.
Yeah.
Etc. Which is bullshit. But also, it's the way to like not cook the books per se, but like they can go. Well, we only spend this much on wages.
Yeah. EA did not comment on the layoffs directly, but did confirm changes at its Baton Rouge office as part of the ongoing global strategy. The publisher wrote, "We are expecting the distribution of our Apex Legends testing team and ending testing execution that's been concentrated in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, impacting services provided by our third-party provider."
Okay, so again, this whole thing of like false economics where they claim, oh yeah, it's cheaper to do it this way, when what you're doing is paying a company to pay people to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I really, really, really don't like the fact that like, well, this brings into context like the was it Activision Blizzard thingy when he said,
the QA test. It's not a high skilled.
Long term.
No. It's not a high skilled level career.
Yeah,
that's basically what they call it.
Yeah, which is like, well, yeah, but they've
long term discipline.
It's not a long term discipline.
Discipline, that's the one.
Here's the problem, right? QA testers are of vital importance of the industry. Without QA testers, you get more things like Cyberpunk coming out, or Fallout 76, or E.T. Like E.T. was broken so badly it literally killed the gaming market that was around at the time. Like this is why you have QA testers, so that. And here's another thing, right? You get rid of Apex is EA's big goose at the moment outside of the sports franchise.
Outside of Ultimate Team, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? What happens if the QA testers, they go get a cheaper QA team, which already means that these people are probably not as trained. They're probably just grabbed off the street, thrown into a fucking thing, and go, "Hey, find some bugs."
Yeah.
Right. What happens if they don't find a a glitch in the next update that makes certain things unbalanced. Like a certain character's ability now makes them invincible for the entire game if used in a certain way.
Oh well.
This is what QA testers have to do. They literally are, their job is to play the game to breaking point to find out what can cause the game to break, and then go, okay, so this is what happens when I do this, and this, and this is what happens, right? And then it goes back to the people who do all the code and that, and go, okay, so what in the code is causing that? And they figure that out and fix it. It goes back to the QA tester, who then tries to do the same thing again, and if it, etc., etc., etc. They are a vital piece in the gaming industry. QA testers, they are probably one of the most vital points. Like, they're basically, for allegory is a thing. They're like having brakes on a car.
Yeah.
If your car's going too fast, you put the brakes on.
Well, this is mainly, the layoffs are mainly becoming because of the mobile games that they've cancelled.
Yeah.
That would be the reason why. Most likely.
It's probably because EA hasn't at a company yet.
Probably.
They're literally
They're
thinking,
getting hungry.
They were so focused on eating Respawn.
Yeah.
That they literally have no plan B of like, well, who do we eat now?
I mean, you could eat BioWare. They've literally just been draining money out of you for the last...
Yeah, no, but again, it's like that wasn't part of the plan.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Again,
It's
AAA,
like
AAA industry being AAA industry. I understand that layoffs.
the very fact, yeah, but also it's the very fact that they deliberately go and get agency workers because of this. They can just literally fire them at a whim. Like, they don't need to like go, oh well, you've got this many days notice. It's like, nope, you no longer needed. Bye, ciao, see ya. It fucking sucks. And that practice, I feel, should really should not be encouraged, and it should end. Like, no one should turn up to work only to be told that day, yeah, you're gone. No one should get that.
That happened to me once.
Yeah.
I was working for the post office.
Yeah.
I just got like... I showed up and then, yeah, your group's not needed anymore. Oh.
Lovely.
Okay, you do realise I live like 100 miles away, right? It takes me a while to get here.
You couldn't have told that before.
You couldn't have rang me.
You could have told me like the day before.
Like this.
You could have told me like the day before, so that I didn't have to go all this way.
I didn't have to get public transport from one city to another. But anyway, yeah, it fucking sucks, and it is what it is.
So
not sure what we can do about it.
So
it's 200 people just out of a job.
Like, just the fact that they just decided, yeah, we're just going to fire the entire Apex QA team. Why? Because our shareholders want us to make more profit.
Well, because our mobile games got cancelled. So
we're not going to... Well, share price may drop, so if we fire all these people, the share price will go up. Which is... It is the most annoying thing.
Oh, yeah. Moving on from one shitty company to another. Ubisoft apparently are now. Be aware. Put a little caveat to this. They have said this before.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they said this. I think this is the third time.
Yes.
They've said something like this.
I mean, they could be just doing. They could just.
This
be
could just be.
They could just be still acting like the Catholic Church.
Yeah. This could just be. They're waving hands and telling you to look over here, and they're still doing stupid shit like that.
Yeah, no.
But Ubisoft are working on a strategic reorganization of its European business.
The problem is in the strategic organisation, the current strategic organisation. The problem is that the senior management, i.e., the head honchos, the people at the very, very top of the fucking company, are the problem. Just the same with Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. So okay, here we are. It is understood by this article that it's not the gaming studios that are going to be reorganized. It's actually the business offices. Ubisoft refused to share any more details other than its reorganization, and that it's a process that is ongoing. Ubisoft's publishing group is working on a strategic reorganization of its European businesses subsidiaries. I can't talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Apparently, they have announced that they're going to show up at E3.
With what?
I think they're the only ones. Well, there's some Assassin's Creed games.
But again, with what?
That's about
like
it.
that, the Ubisoft is in fucking horrendous place, and it is just pure mismanagement and pure, absolutely, just complete and utter.
Apparently, it's going to show up with a strong lineup. This is by Yves Guillemot, who said this, by the way.
Oh yes, the man who is so incompetent that he didn't know that one of the major senior managers in the company who had the basic veto over whether a game got greenlit or not, was a person who
was an abuser.
He was an abuser.
Yeah. He was an abuser.
Yeah. So, I kind of can't really take your word for what it says.
He is an idiot, isn't he, Guillemot?
Well, he's either incompetent or...
I know, I've seen the interviews with him, and, it's the same as, I see... If you've ever seen an interview with Berlusconi, the former FIFA president. Was it Berlusconi?
Sepp Blatter.
Sepp Blatter.
Sepp Blatter is the former...
Who am I talking about?
Berlusconi, I think, is the current.
Oh. He's about the same. No. I actually think he is corrupt. Sepp Blatter, after seeing the interviews with him, I went from being, he's corrupt as hell, to, oh my god, he's an idiot.
He is an absolute...
He is an absolute moron. That genuinely believes that FIFA was not corrupt. And I get the same feeling with Guillemot. Holy shit, this guy's a moron.
I mean, this is the man that basically turned around to the entirety of the staff and went, yeah, it's all your fault we're not doing well.
Exactly.
Not, the massive negative press of the fact of the revelations of how badly
staff were being treated. The fact that you weren't allowing unions to meet up,
which especially in some countries you were working in, is illegal.
Especially the one you're from.
Yeah, France. This is what gets me even more. It's like, you're French. You're from France. You should really read up on what
the French are if there's one thing the French are incredibly good at,
unionization.
It's good at unionization and strikes. They've got that thing down to a fucking art. The last strike that they were having barbecues in the streets.
Yeah,
there's parties going on.
We've mentioned this before.
Yeah, my god.
And also
what do? We just have a picket fence.
The thing is, once a year on, I think it's what's called Bastille Day.
Yeah.
The workers just take to the streets, and as a little reminder, hey, French government, do you remember when we overthrew the
last one?
Not the last one, but remember we overthrew the French monarchy. Yeah, we're not scared to do that again. It just replace monarchy with your government, and we're willing to do the exact same thing.
So things to look forward to if you're a Ubisoft fan. They've got an E3. They're going to be at E3 apparently. If it happens,
will we actually get an actual release date that will actually happen of Skull and Bones?
No, Skull and Bones isn't coming out now.
No,
it's not coming out now.
Look, right. The thing is, though, the Ubisoft fan base want one thing and one thing only:
Assassin's Creed.
No.
Splinter Cell.
Yes.
That's not happening.
I know it's not, but that's the only thing. It's an easy fucking win, and apparently they are making a Splinter Cell game.
Apparently, it's apparently going to be a remake / reboot of the original.
Which I'm literally just
give them Splinter Cell.
Give them Splinter Cell, and I will not believe that Splinter
Cell.
Cell. I won't believe it exists until it's actually physically there and physically on my computer, physically being played. It's the same with Beyond Good and Evil 2. I will refuse to believe that game is actually ever going to come out.
That's actually in more trouble, apparently.
Yes, because they're having to reboot it again. It's the longest developing game of all time. It now has been in development longer than Duke Nukem Forever, and we all know how well that one came out.
Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, it's just... But, like... The problem isn't they don't need a restructuring. They need to literally gut out the bad actors in that company, and I'm being really, really generous by calling them just bad actors. They need to get rid of those people and put people in who actually want to make computer games, not money-making machines. Because that's the biggest problem the industry has, is that we've got too many people wanting to make money-making machines and not actual games.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is making games that are shit. Not realising that it doesn't matter how monetized your fucking game is. If it's shit, no one's going to play it.
Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil, the head of the studio left. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It's
in an absolutely awful state. Like, I do feel for the people who are actually working on it, because you can tell that there is there's some desire to get this game out from some of them. But like, it's so badly managed. It's becoming a farce.
The other thing is, the studio that's making it has had had a labor investigation by local government authorities over the unprecedented number of developers experience burnout and going on sick leave.
Yeah.
So, a lot of crunch going into that game. Ubisoft Montpellier have been working on Beyond Good and Evil 2 in some shape or form for over a decade now. The follow-up to the original 2003 yeah, blah, 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 blah. We all know that. Yeah, in France, it's...
yeah, it's the French... It's
it's
one of
got,
the French
the studio is going under investigation for the treatment of staff. Isn't
but again,
that nice?
it's all down to horrendous management.
Oh yeah.
The senior management and the leadership of Ubisoft are the reason why the company is in the state that it is. Because it has been so badly handled, so badly mismanaged. And then for the fucking leadership to turn around to the workers, who are probably, a lot of them are probably saying, like, no, this isn't working, this is bad, this is why, like, screaming at the top of their lungs, like, basically saying, look, this is not working, this is why, this is how we fix it.
You mean like the CD Projekt Red staff did?
Yeah.
Especially after the game was released, they released the launch, and then they had that big... team meeting where everybody and the staff was like, yeah, we told you this wasn't ready.
Yeah, but like with Ubisoft, like the Ubisoft workers are probably saying, like, look, we've been making the same game for for over 10 years now. People are tired of it. We're tired of it. We want to make something new because people want something new. Let us make something new. And the Ubisoft management like, oh well, we listened to you. And then that's it. No response. No, like, oh, we'll get back to you. It's just radio fucking silence.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking from fucking experience. Maybe not at Ubisoft, from where I work. It happens. There's something comes out, like a policy or something, and we go, oh well, this is a bad idea, and this is why. Yeah, can you tell us why you want to implement this? And we get nothing back. And this is probably what's happening in Ubisoft. I can probably almost guarantee it. Like the people who are actually on the ground floor, working their ass off, trying to make a good game, screaming, metaphorically, at the senior management, the people who are making the decisions, like, this is wrong, this is why, this is how to fix it, and they're just getting nothing back. And it gets to a point where you literally go, well, what's the fucking point? I'm going to come in, do my shift, do my hours, and go fuck off home.
Aye.
But it's Ubisoft. Honestly, it's a competition between who are the worst leadership in a company. Is it them or
the stupid ones?
Them or Activision Blizzard? Ubisoft through to just gross negligence and friggin' ineptitude, while Activision Blizzard is friggin' deliberate and vindictive. Like, which one's worse? They're both fucking horrendously bad.
Yeah. You guys can decide that. I don't care.
Yeah.
To me, they're both as bad as each other.
Oh, no, they are, but for different reasons.
Yeah. Right, moving on. Again, any Ubisoft fans out there? There you go. You've got some good news.
Apparently, there's
You've got
stuff
some
like
bad
E3.
news.
I just wish the AAA game industry was run by people who actually want to make games.
Moving on to because the whole thing with Activision and Microsoft is still going on, even though the decision by the UK courts and the European courts. Although the European courts are looking like they're going to be swayed, but I'm not really asked. At this point, I'm now just like I generally don't care anymore.
Look,
I just
if you want to send it through, and then let us be proven right when Microsoft makes Call of Duty and an Xbox exclusive, and then decides to shut down half the studios that Activision Blizzard had.
Yeah.
Just and then also half the studios that Bethesda had, and
half the ones that Microsoft already bought.
Previously bought. Just let it happen. Just because I'm tired, I'm sick and tired, and especially of the frigging fanboys just claiming that, well, Sony blah blah blah, and Sony this and Sony that, and look how Microsoft are all the great, they're so great. Just shut up. You're not fooling anyone. No one cares.
So here we are. Basically, Sony might be forced to reveal how much it pays to keep games off Xbox Game Pass. The FTC case against Microsoft could unearth rare details on game industry exclusive deals. Now, I'm actually quite interested in this.
I would like to know this.
I would like to know
if that is actual thing, which might be.
Let's be honest.
I wouldn't put it past Sony to do.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
I think me personally, I think that is what they're doing.
Probably. But then on the flip side, I'd like to know how much Microsoft are paying to put them on the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like, how much money is changing hands for all this? Because there's no way in hell a company like... And this goes the same for the PlayStation Plus Extra.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how much Sony gives to the companies like... Square Enix, etc., that have put their games, because Legend of Dragoon's finally on. I finally have Legend of Dragoon.
Here's the thing about that with the PlayStation Premium and the Xbox Game Pass. The Game Pass gets like new games day one on there.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's happened.
No.
For the premium, it might have, but I can't really remember.
If it has, I think it's Sony's own stuff. That's
well, even then, like Forbidden West has only just gone on. God of War.
Oh, I'm not saying it's all.
God of War.
Of them.
God of War 2's not
the
even
big
on
marquee
there,
ones, no. But then again, the big marquee ones in. Oh no! I think they did it with Halo.
Halo was on Game Pass day one.
Yeah, they did it with Halo. So yeah. I don't know why, but they do. I think Sony's thing is like it's popular enough and it's going to be successful enough that we don't need to.
I know all the games are going to be on the premium. That's not what I'm thinking. My what I was getting to was like how much, because you got to think if you're releasing a game, and let's say you're releasing an Xbox exclusive, you're a third party company,
yeah,
right, and they go, oh, it's going to go on the Game Pass.
Yeah, how much?
That's a lot of money.
It
that
is.
You could possibly be losing.
Yeah, well, in one sense it is, but they would have to pay you to be.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting to.
But,
so how much are Microsoft paying those companies? To do that?
But that is perfectly fine business wise. Like that's like if the company agrees to, like, if Microsoft comes to like Square Enix or
I know.
Bandai Namco or Capcom or etc. and goes, we give you this much money, and they agree to that, then that's perfectly fine. The other side of the coin is Sony going, look, if we give you this much money, you don't put it on Game Pass. That's a little bit more anti-competitive, if we want to put it that way. Because it's restricting access,
not really
increasing it.
Not really.
It's more...
All it's doing, if you think about it this way, right? So we've got PlayStation.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say we'll use Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the perfect thing, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Microsoft want Call of Duty, which they do, right? And they want it on the Game Pass, right? Now, Activision are greedy enough just to take the money anyway. So, it doesn't really matter. And they're also greedy enough to take Sony's money.
Yeah.
So Activision's actually the perfect developer for this.
Yeah.
Right. So, you're saying it's a bit anti-competitive. I would actually say it's more.
No, what I'm
Because
saying is,
if Microsoft get that game that everybody wants to get
Uh-huh.
on going Game Pass, where Game Pass is what, $10 a month?
a little bit more, but yeah, roughly around.
Roughly
that
around, which
ballpark.
is still a good deal, by the way. It's like it's definitely the best deal on game console going so far. Game Pass is amazing.
Especially since they can now your Game Pass also goes on PC
Right.
as well.
If they get Call of Duty, and all you're paying is £10 a month,
Yeah.
you're more likely to get it on your Xbox.
That's fine. That's perfectly good. What I'm saying is a company paying another company to stop them giving their product to a third company for their like Game Pass thing. That is I class that as anti-competitive because you are
I would say.
restricting the what's the word? You're restricting the outreach of that product,
I suppose.
to stop you being negatively affected by what a competitor will do.
I suppose. But then again, I would also say the other way around. Because you're doing it
would
for
be
free.
like Tesla telling their battery manufacturer, don't sell your batteries to Honda.
Hmm.
In a sense. It's not a perfect algorithm.
It's not at all.
But you understand my point.
Because
though.
you can still get it on the Xbox. That's my point. Like, it's not...
Yes, but
You can still... It's not on the Game Pass.
Yes.
That's the difference.
But my point is that it means that it restricts the...
It means people can't get it for cheaper,
Yeah.
which means less people can't get it for cheap.
Yeah,
which means they have to spend like the 70.
which is
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Consumer.
I know what you mean, but like for my site is I understand.
The reason. Oh, I understand the
I
reason behind it.
fully look at it and I go, yeah. If I was in that boat,
I was able to do it.
and I was able to do it,
I would do it. Yeah,
that's exactly what I would do.
I'm not saying that I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I do, because if, for example, Call of Duty was free on the Game Pass, then a lot more people will probably buy an Xbox and get the subscription to then do it.
Now, I'd also like to know, what I'd actually like to know more is how much do they pay for because you know how like Call of Duty do like console exclusive things?
Yeah.
So like the PlayStation's got a few Call of Duty exclusives.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Oh, for the little like DLC stuff.
Yeah. Like how much do they pay for that?
Do you know what? I don't think they pay really.
You don't think they pay that much?
No, because it's only a bunch of pixels.
I suppose. But the same, I don't think it's like loads. I'm not thinking like, oh my god, they must pay like thousands for
It may be a few
a
thousand.
red skin of the same character.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is like with this, we could maybe go further in to see how much like what Sony do and Microsoft, because like Microsoft are not innocent in this.
No, this
Like,
whole thing about
again, we've said this before. Like all Microsoft are doing are basically they're waving their hands in the air and making everybody look at Sony for all the bad shit that they've done, even though half the things that Sony have done is because Microsoft did it first.
yeah. For example,
And the only
for example, paid subscription to online services.
subscription to online services, console exclusive DLC,
Timed exclusive.
timed exclusive to
Microsoft
consoles.
started it all. Now,
Microsoft did all that.
That does not justify Sony doing it, but
it's something that needs to be brought up when people call out Sony for doing that shit, and the only reason why Microsoft aren't doing it is because Sony's the past two generations now, Sony's kicked the shit out of them,
like,
and Microsoft need to appeal
yeah.
to be the good guy.
We all know the reason why. The reason why Sony have done so well in the console wars, in great big.
I don't really
quotation
call it
marks.
that anymore,
Yeah,
'cause
it's just in the market. The
market.
reason why Sony have done so well in the console market is because they've had the better games. And Microsoft's response is not to invest in their studios or make great games. It's been literally, we'll just buy companies that make good games. And they've just been buying and 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 buying. And there's been no...
I wouldn't even say it's we're buying companies that are making games. I feel like it's literally just we're going to buy the competition.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like. It doesn't feel like it's like, oh, well, we need to buy companies to make good games. No, I think it's just literally like they make good games, they make good games, they make good games. It'd be better if they made good games for us, we'll just buy them. I honestly think it's that. I don't think it's this idea of just like, oh, well, we need to compete with
I think it is.
Sony. I don't think it is to compete with Sony. I think they bought him so that like, oh, well, we don't want Sony to get an exclusive with them or stuff like that, so we'll buy him. I honestly think that's what it is.
Right.
That and Microsoft can't, other than Forza, can't make a fucking good game to save their life.
Yeah, but like the thing is, right, the reason why it's because they buy these companies instead of actually investing in making good games themselves is because the Xbox One,
The Xbox One,
the Xbone,
the Xbone X,
and was a technologically more powerful.
It was a better console
than the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
But it did absolutely terrible. It did in comparison. Reason? They had no real games that would go up against the likes that Sony had. Didn't have anything to go up against The Last of Us. Didn't have anything to go up against God of War.
Or Horizon.
They didn't have anything to go up against Insomniac, Spider-Man. They didn't like the game roster the PlayStation 4 had, and it's not the best that we've ever seen. That's the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 wins that hands down. But like the Sony owned product stuff, the stuff that was only going on the PS4, that just took everything Microsoft had and smashed it in the face. And everything Microsoft did that was their own product, like for example Halo 5, was it just an absolute car wreck. Halo 5 in the Halo community is seen as one of the worst Halo games. Justifiably so. It has a plot that makes absolute fucking no sense.
I remember it was that the one where they advertised that it was going to be the Spartan versus the...
Yeah, it was Master Chief versus... I can't remember his name, but like it was basically like Master Chief had betrayed...
Yeah. And
humanity.
it was something that like got resolved in like the first 10 minutes of the game.
It wasn't even that. It had no bearing on the plot at all.
Yeah.
Literally had fuck all to do with the plot. The plot made no sense. Absolutely no sense.
I think Microsoft actually since the Xbox One, Microsoft, I think, you know what? I think this is what's his name, Phil Spencer. I actually think this is him. They've put more effort into the console than they have actual games to go on the console.
Yeah.
Right? And they've, for some bizarre reason, thought that it's just because we big up the console, people are going to buy it. Which is yeah, you're going to get people who buy the Xbox because you bigged it up. That's true. But if you don't show anything, you're not going to... You're going to get your Xbox fanboys.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to get. Right? You're not going to get your casual or your normies. Yeah. Because your casual or normies are going to go, okay, but what's on it?
What's on it?
Oh, well, we've got this. Yeah, but that one's got that. Oh, we've got this. Yeah, but so's that one, and I've already got that one.
Yeah, so what have you got to go up against God of War?
I really want God of War when that comes out, and that's only on the PlayStation. So, have you got anything better than God of War? And Xbox didn't have anything. They just had the most powerful console.
Yeah, it's like they're going on about like Redfall, and Starfield.
I mean,
and I'm worried that if those games come out and aren't hits, what's the plan for Microsoft? Because the plan...
I'd be worried. If I was Bethesda, I'd be worried if those two games don't come out as good hits. Because let's be honest, Fallout 76 was their last release, and that did absolutely terrible. It's doing fine now.
Yeah, but the damage has been done.
The damage is done.
The amount of the damage is done. Like Fallout 76 is never going to be the game they want to.
Let's be honest.
Anymore.
The only reason why people are playing Fallout 76 is because it's on PlayStation Premium and it's on the Game Pass.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
it.
But also, like, it's never going to make the money they wanted it to. It's never going to be on any sort of like scale of profit that they forecast when they announced it, when they started planning it. Fallout 76 is just because it will always be known as the game that was launched in such a horrible state. It was broken. It was mismanaged. It was just like they banned people for playing it too long.
Yeah.
They had the.
I mean, to be fair, the writing was on the wall when they announced that there wasn't going to be any NPCs in the game. What?
Like the fact that like the developer room could be accessed.
Yeah.
And everything they tried to do failed in that as well.
And it was easily hacked.
Yeah.
People was able to steal things, but anyway, we're tangent.
But like my point being, right, is that that's the reputation Bethesda has for Starfield coming in now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying, we've seen the footage. It's not as revolutionary as they're claiming it to be.
Yeah, but the thing is,
right? And Redfall, yes, it's arcane, but there's a lot of things in it that I'm like, this is not what you originally advertised to us.
That just looks like Borderlands with vampires, and Starfield just
looks like Fallout.
Starfield
in space.
The thing with Bethesda have become that company that like overpromise.
Yeah.
They tell you all this shit, and they just bring up everything, and you finally get the product, and you get Fallout 76.
Yeah.
That's
Bethesda. My worry is that it's going to be a No Man's Sky.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, if I'm honest. I think a lot of companies will have learned.
What I mean is that they're going on about like, oh, it's got so many worlds, and like each one is going to be unique. I'm worried that 90% of the worlds are going to be desolate landscapes of nothingness.
If anybody thinks that, how many worlds? It's like over 3,000. It's something stupid. Like, it was this ridiculous number of worlds, which is pretty cool. But if anybody's actually going into that game thinking each planet is going to be different, like, I'm sorry. You're in the wrong.
Like you're smoking something.
Yeah,
I know, but my problem
you
isn't.
need to stop listening to Todd.
My problem isn't that they're not going to be similarities, or each one's going to be unique. My worry is that 99% of them are going to be literally empty.
Oh no, it's going to be 75% of the world are going to have really nothing in it.
Nothing at all.
Maybe trees, maybe water, some animals that are randomly generated depending on the game. But like, I reckon about 25 to maybe 30% of the worlds are probably going to be like where you'd actually do things.
Yeah, possibly.
Because you're asking a lot of your developers to do 3,000 worlds.
Which then makes why have all these other planets? What is the?
Because it's Todd Howard.
Yeah, but
16 times the detail. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why we're having this. We're having 3,000 worlds because it's 16 times the fucking detail.
Yeah.
Even though you're using the exact same engine that Fallout 4 used. So how has that happened? Magic, Todd. Magic. Or just by happen chance, Todd. Could it possibly be that you're just a giant bullshitter? Could that be what it is? I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's like when they were like that's the thing with Bethesda now. Anything that Todd Howard introduces, I just instantly think bullshit.
Yeah.
Everything you say is absolute bollocks. I don't believe a single word of it. It's a lie. You are a liar, sir. You are a charlatan.
So, Microsoft are basically trying to get Sony to
reveal basically how much they pay for
games not to go on the Game Pass.
Which, like I said,
which again is
quite interesting.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting.
I would like to know that as well because while I do state that I am a Sony fanboy, I will call out Sony for the bullshit they play. I would class this as bullshit.
I'm in the boat of like I want to know how much they pay.
Yeah.
I also want to know how much Microsoft pay.
Yeah, I would like to know.
Games.
Yeah, to get games. I would also like it's all well and good with Microsoft saying, "Oh well, Sony does this." I'm like, "Oh, and you don't."
To be fair, Microsoft did stand up in court and say, "Well, Sony make better games than us." Like,
I still to this day, I'm flabbergasted. If I was a shareholder, like I said, I think I said it before. If I was a shareholder in Microsoft, I would literally be demanding to speak to Phil Spencer. And basically saying, look, your job is now on the line, mate.
Yeah, so actually, it's not been proven. Although I do think it is true that they do do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's true.
the judge's decision comes after Microsoft. Basically, Microsoft accused Sony of paying for blocking rights, as it's called, to stop developers from adding their content to Xbox Game Pass, which is, there's no law against it, so
it's not illegal, but it is underhanded.
Yeah, maybe, but like at this very moment in time, Microsoft can go fuck himself with this whole we're the good guy, we're just the plucky underdog.
We're the plucky underdog.
You just sacked 10,000 people. How about you go fuck yourself?
We're the plucky underdog. All we want is a little bit of Call of Duty. All we want is Call of Duty. We don't want to. We won't stop other people having Call of Duty. Look, we gave it to Nintendo. Do you know what? I want to see how bad Call of Duty wants on Nintendo Switch. Because it can't. There's no way in fucking hell. And it's not even because it's like, high fidelity and all that sort of graphics sort of thing. It's because it's so fucking poorly optimized and memory designed. Yeah. Like, the very fact that Call of Duty is so fucking huge, and I look at that and go, I don't understand why you're this big.
It's bigger than, I'm pretty sure
it is bigger than some JRPGs.
It's like the space that it takes. I don't think it would actually fit on a Switch. I don't think.
Yeah, it'll have to be
my
server-based.
Switch. I think my Switch.
It'll have to be.
It'll have to be a cloud, which is just terrible.
Which will be dependent now on Nintendo's internet infrastructure and also people's own internet, which we all know is shit.
Microsoft has also been trying to get Sony's deals, dating all the way back from 2012.
Go F yourself.
But the judge labelled that as excessive, so that is not going through. They're also suing for the basically the release schedule.
Yes, which we mentioned before.
PlayStation, have we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
It's just in here,
so I was just going through it.
Again, it goes down to the whole defense of, well, Sony are fine because we just make shit games.
Yeah. Microsoft's Activision Day is likely to be approved by EU regulators. The combination of binding 10-year agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo platforms and a similar deal with Nvidia has reportedly convinced the European Commission to approve the acquisition. Microsoft still faces scrutiny from the UK and US regulators, with Britain's competitive market offering possible remedies last month that include forcing Microsoft to sell off Activision Blizzard's business associated with Call of Duty.
Yeah. Like, this is the thing. The EU,
the thing is,
the UK,
the
UK is the big problem.
The EU possibly approving this might be the biggest thorn in their side, because we don't like the EU.
No.
So if the EU agree with something, we, like, our group are basically going to look at them and go, well, they agreed with it, so fuck you.
Yeah, like, also like I've said, this government, while it does sit around sucking its thumb a lot of the time, when the regulators get a hold of something and basically when they come to a decision, that's it. And it's sounding like they have come to a decision. Like, basically, they have given the biggest hint of, we're not going to accept this.
The FTC are still
suing them.
That still hasn't gone through.
And again, as we've said,
I'm hearing with that one. I'm hearing different reports. I keep hearing that, like, it's sounding like it's going to be approved, and then I hear, no, it's not going to be approved. It's very weird.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
The problem is also it has to be, because this is global companies we're talking about. It has to be greenlit by everyone, and the UK authorities is the biggest hint of, like, we're not going to accept this go through as is.
I don't understand how, like, the EU can look at there's going to be a 10-year binding agreement. Okay, so what happens after those 10 years?
Oh, it becomes an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, to which defeats the object of the deal.
I think also they're looking at it and going, well, in 10 years' time, will Call of Duty be the force it is now? And it might be, it might not. It's like, think about it, like, 10 years ago, what were the major, like, franchises in the gaming industry? I mean, yes,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty was, Call of Duty was one of them, but you had Mass Effect. It's not really, it's still massively popular, but, like, the image of the franchise has been massively dented.
The difference here is that the first person shooter genre is still the top dog in genres.
Yeah.
For a lot of things, and on top of that is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Right. So for that to be toppled, another first person shooter game has to come across, because no other type of game is going to beat it.
But also, if this deal goes through and there is a 10-year thing, then Sony and all the other, like, it will give companies that sell games to Sony, like, we've got a chance to make a first person shooter.
Yeah, that's true.
It may actually be the catalyst for something that may come around, and I'm just hyped. I'm just speculating.
Yeah. I know.
But something that may come and surpass Call of Duty, because yes, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has been highly praised, justifiably so. It's still got some real big issues, and especially
I don't agree with these highly praised.
Right, so especially two things. Its Battle Royale mode is fucking dog shite.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It is. It's terrible. It is.
Everybody takes too long to die.
It is so unfun. It is just like it doesn't have like the tension that other battle royales have. It doesn't feel like that.
It's not that, right? Because I do play it quite regularly with friends.
Yeah,
but
it feels very pay to win as well.
It's very pay to win, but the problem with it is just like I can unload a clip into someone, right? And nothing. They're still fine. They're alive. They may have lost all their armor, but that's it, right?
Yeah.
They'll shoot one bullet at me. My armor's gone. It's very inconsistent, this game mode.
That's what I'm saying, where it feels very pay to win.
And like, it's just
if people have certain guns already unlocked.
And I know there's like a meta. I get that. But it's just sort of like this is one of those things where it's just like I shouldn't have
the whole point
to deal with this shit.
The whole point of a battle royale is to try and find stuff in the map, though. That's the thing. It's like
you get what you're given, and that's what you use.
Yeah,
but this is just like the current meta of the game is get as much money as you can, buy a loadout, get your loadout, right?
Yeah.
Or when the loadout drops drop, because now only 6 drop at a time.
Oh, lovely.
Right, so is if you can get to the loadout first, get to the loadout and then camp it. That's literally the meta. It's not this. Oh, why you use this gun? No. It's literally just camp a box. It's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
I've spent games where I've gone about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just running around, and I've never bumped into anybody.
But also the UI. The menu UI.
The menu UI is dog shit. It's terrible.
It is literally fucking.
It's the thing is
microtransaction.
They've done it so that the mobile version and the actual console versions.
Yeah.
match.
Oh yeah, I know that. It's
right. And but yeah, I do see what you mean. Like this could be the catalyst
to make something that can actually go up against.
I'm
not saying it will, but
I think it'll be a while.
But that's what I'm saying. 10 years.
I think the problem is that Microsoft kind of need Call of Duty to be on all platforms. If you're spending $64 billion on a company,
yes,
for one game,
but this is the thing: they want it so they have the monopoly, so that they can charge whatever the fuck they want
for
their console.
But the problem
they're trying to basically shoulder everyone out of the market, at least in the West. That's what they're trying to do. That is the whole point. They don't give a shit about the Japanese market. They just want to dominate the Western market, the European and the American markets. Yeah. That's what they want to do. They want to do. Don't try and defend this, because this is the end game. This is the actual end game they want. They want to dominate the market so that they can charge whatever they want, how much they want, and as often as they want.
Yeah.
And they think if they get Call of Duty, that is what will happen. The problem is this: Vanguard was so bad that Activision Blizzard actually had to take a step back and go, okay, we can't release Call of Duty every year now. Vanguard was that bad. it takes time and investment to even just keep Call of Duty standing still. It takes an awful lot of time and money to do that. And the way Microsoft are currently acting, I don't think they're going to give that in time and investment.
At least not with Phil Spencer in charge.
Not with Phil Spencer, especially because here's the thing: if that doesn't, if the takeover of Activision Blizzard happens, right, and they don't instantly have a dominant part of the market, they're just going to go to the next company. All that money that they could use to invest in Activision Blizzard and Bethesda and all the other companies that they've bought, all that money, those billions of dollars that they could use to make those companies better, make better games, and naturally and legitimately become a dominant force in the market. All that money, instead of being used to do that, they'll just go and try and buy another company. And they'll keep doing that until the companies run out or they run out of money. That seems to be their only modus operandi. That's the only plan they seem to have, because they clearly over the last couple of years don't know how to release a good game,
or just release a game in general. I mean, let's think of
Halo Infinite was the prime example of they had a golden opportunity. They said all the right things. 343 were like, we're going back to the roots of what makes Halo good and all that sort of stuff. And then they released it and went, oh yeah, it's going to be... They released the multiplayer, which is the major driving force for Halo. You know. Yeah, people play the campaign, but the thing they mostly get it for is the multiplayer. And they go, oh yeah, that's free. Everyone can have that. Everyone can have the multiplayer. Why? Oh, because we're going to give you battle passes. It's going to be a live service.
Yeah.
And they do exactly the same problem as every other live service that's come out by a major corporation that's deliberately done it to make money. It has only the monetization factored in and not the actual game. And they look around and go, well, how did this not work? When it falls flat on its face. And it's like, well, yeah, because you didn't fucking have a game.
Oh,
like, the only thing they've actually gotten right in their absolutely humongous back catalogue of games, right, is that they've released recently. It's Forza. Forza at least coming out as Forza Horizon. At least has come out and been exciting and fun,
and the new one looks good.
Yeah, and the new actual proper Forza game does look like they are going down
I mean, granted, there's only so many times you can tell me that this is the most realistic sounding car that we've ever done before I start going, I'm pretty sure you said that last time.
Yeah. Right? But every other major fucking release that they have has been botched, poorly done, poorly optimized, released too soon.
I mean, what other major releases have they had?
They've not had many. That's the and that's the problem.
I don't even remember them.
I think that's it. The ones that have been forgettable. And it just annoys the hell out of me.
Oh, Gears of War. There you go, Gears of War.
Again,
Gears of War 5 didn't do. I don't think it did as well as they were expecting, but it still did well.
I know, but
I think that's it. I can't really think of any others.
This is my point. It's they're not focusing on actually solving the problem.
Yeah.
Of why they've been having their fucking face smashed in by Sony. They're not. They've literally gone, we'll just buy more companies. No, that's not the problem. The problem is you're not making good games. You're not making your marquee games that people will scream from the rafters, buy this console for this game. Halo sold you so many Xboxes. Halo was a literal console selling machine. That's why so many people bought the Xbox for the likes of Halo. Gears of War for the 360?
360.
Yeah. Gears of War for the 360 and that. It's the games are the things that make people buy the console, because the console's so expensive, people aren't going to buy it if there's nothing for them to play on. In the long run, in a massive longer roundabout tangent way, for the love of God, Microsoft...
The Microsoft Activision deal is still in the in the throes of whatever. That's basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
We're just kicking Microsoft at the moment because, like, I'm going to be honest, like, I don't see many people doing it, and I think they deserve it. They deserve a kick.
But yeah,
They deserve to be kicked in the shin.
Microsoft are not the gallant white knight people are painting them out to be. And it is annoying the fucking hell out of me because I can see exactly what they will do if what they want to happen and the results that they want to happen will happen.
And I'm sorry, but, like, I just have to say this: does Phil Spencer not remind you of, like, some dodgy car dealer? Whenever he's standing on the stage, he looks like a dodgy car seller. Like, I'm just waiting for him to, like, point at, like, a brand new looking Ford.
He does, although part of it is because I know he's a head manager of a major American corporation.
Yeah, that's true.
And there were permutations with that.
That is true. Okay, so moving on to our last bit of news. Square Enix CEO is to be replaced. Now, this was the guy that was constant for 2 years in a row. Released a statement saying that they were looking forward to joining the NFT market and all that stuff. Even though
blockchain is the future,
even though blockchain had died.
Yeah, this beginning of was it the end of last year or beginning of last year when he came out with that?
Last year,
we all looked and went, "What the fuck is this guy on?"
The end of not this year just gone. The year before was when they first came out and said they're going to be doing blockchain gaming and all this sort of stuff, and everybody looked at him going, "No."
Despite all the criticisms, justifiably so, that Square Enix should be given, they have done the right thing. They have had the end of last year was an absolute clusterfuck.
Actually, even the end of last year and the beginning of this year
has been an absolute clusterfuck. They have closed so many games that they launched. The Chocobo Racing one, which was literally murdered by their monetization.
Yeah, that was weird because by all intents and sounds, like, it was actually a good karting game.
It was. It was a very good karting game.
The amount of monetization in there to get anything was terrible.
It was just monetized to death, and lo and behold, no one played it. Shockingly enough, the battle royale game they came up with, the First Soldier, that died to death because they decided for some reason to just shove it on the mobile and nothing else. And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yosuke Matsuda had served the Final Fantasy publisher CEO for 10 years, so he'd been the CEO. And for the last couple of years, he'd been hyping up NFTs and blockchain games.
Good riddance.
He's now set to be replaced by a relative newcomer pending shareholder approval in June.
Now, before you continue, I hope this is not a YouTube situation where YouTube has just had its CEO step down for a NFT bro to take over.
I think they would look at it and be like, well, the whole NFT thing went down really badly, so let's not go for a guy who's going to push them.
But, like, Forsaken has come out and has done... Oh, speaking of Forsaken, the studio behind
I was just going to bring that up.
They're closing that studio down.
The studio, after a month of the game release, the game is just bad. It's just so bad. I just can't.
I know people go on about the scripting, but there's a bunch of other things.
The game's just bad in general. It's got its good moments, but unfortunately the bad moments just outshine it. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It does
some things that I literally like. Why are you doing it this way? Like, the cutscenes will go to black and then come back to the cutscene in the same place, and I'm like, what is this? The year 2000.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that if they happened when the PS2 was around, or even the PS3, you could probably understand. But with today's technology, you look at it,
today's technology and like the games that are around this,
you just look at it and you just go, "How? What? Why is this?
Why do you think this is a good mechanic?"
Yeah, it's like this game was made by the dude that made Mega Man, who's like stuck in his ways.
Yeah, which is the problem
which is why Mighty No. 9 didn't do very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the company announced the organizational shake-up on Friday, claiming it was needed in order to chase more technological innovation. So that's what they're looking for. So basically, they want to make even prettier Final Fantasy games. That's basically what they want to do.
look,
I'm totally down for that. Just give me all that. Look, Square Enix, you have a reputation now of just making pretty games, even if they're shit. Apart from Babylon's Fall, we will not mention that. we will not mention that
they
ugly thing.
I think the thing with Babylon's Fall is they tried to go for like a painted canvas art style, but didn't
it
actually work.
Yeah, it just kind of looked. Yeah, it just not looked. Oh. A lot of brown.
Yeah,
I should say that. So yeah, you've got a reputation now of making very pretty games.
To make very pretty games,
just make pretty.
But also, like, technological innovation could be like game mechanics and all that sort of stuff, which is as long as they're not the fucking.
Which 16 does look to change things up a bit.
Yeah, it looks more like an action RPG.
Which I'm totally down for.
Which is like, there is still a part of me that's like, I want you to go back to.
Look, they are making.
And I know Octopath Traveler.
No. I was going to say Octopath, but they are making other RPGs that are going to be turn-based games.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, that's what you're going to have to
Final
go.
Fantasy.
If you want your turn-based, you're going to have to go there.
Yeah, Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. Unfortunately, Final Fantasy is their game that they just. They want to keep in the public eye.
Yeah.
So whatever's the new thing, that's really.
I mean, don't get me wrong. 16 has me like going, okay, go on. Like the whole thing of like, we're going to get
icon fights.
Yeah.
We're going to get summon fights.
We're going to get summons fighting summons, which is basically just kaiju wars. We're going to get kaiju wars. That's what we're getting.
Which is why I actually think the battle system is the way it is, because I don't think a turn-based would work. Not really. If you want like a big spectacle of two summons fighting each other, and then it's I've got to wait my turn, that just absolutely ruins the entire thing. And
yeah, it depends how it's actually.
I think
it depends how they do it, but yeah, I understand.
I think that's why Final Fantasy is going the way it's going, because I think they want Final Fantasy to be a big spectacle thing now. I don't think they want it to be like Pokemon.
No.
Where it's just like throw a Pokemon and then I'll wait for you to attack me and then I'll attack you. Like I think they want it to be like, I think they want basically an RPG version of Devil May Cry. I think that's what they want.
They want the spectacle.
I think they want this big flashy game that just a thing, and unfortunately turn-based will never do that.
No. Oh yeah, I totally understand.
We'll never be able to do that.
But like, I do wish there was like an offshoot of the Final Fantasy franchise that would stay with.
I would like that. I would. I think that would really, really be cool.
That would stay with. It's like if they ever say, "Oh yeah, we're going to remaster or remake. We're going to remake Final Fantasy 9." No, do not touch that game. Do not go anywhere near that. I'm fine. I'm
fine with you remaking it as long as it's the sense of like the Last of Us remake. So basically, all you've done is spruce up the graphics to like fantastic.
Well, that's a
detail.
Remaster, in a sense.
I would say that's a remake. Because it was made from the ground up. It's just followed the same beats. I don't want you to change anything else. I want the combats to stay the same.
But this is Square Enix. You know that's not what they're going to do.
I know. But I don't think Final Fantasy 9 is going to get a remake. Not really. I know there's rumours around it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Like I say, all I want for if they ever touch Final Fantasy 9 is like, look, just give us better graphics. Keep the art style. This is the thing.
Actually, there is one thing gameplay-wise that you can change in that game. That fucking card game.
Tetramancer.
Yeah, you can change that. You can make that to the way it was in 8. That's a good card game. That's the only thing good in 8. Look, you like 8, I do not. Okay.
The music in 8 is still good. I mean, to be honest, the music in 7, 8, and 9, actually, the vast majority.
9's the best.
Hands
down.
On series whole, like from 1 all the way up to present, like the one thing that they have never dropped the ball on is its music.
Oh yeah.
Even 10. Like, no, 10's amazing. No, I'm on about 13. Even 13's music is actually like really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that game is just dog shit. It's terrible.
It's not a game.
Yeah, it's press X to win.
It's just a moving. It's just a movie. It's just a movie in which you just press the buttons.
Yeah. But like the music in every single Final Fantasy game, 15, 14.
The music in 14 like
is...
Sosuke is absolutely amazing. Like, just
13's is really, really cool. It's very pumping. 7's is iconic. 9's is amazing. 8's is really good. Like, the entire series of Final Fantasy, the music is like one of the best music series franchises that has its music just like it's A tier every single time.
I have to admit that the best thing about Final Fantasy 14 is when you go into somewhere and then you hear music that's from one of the other games.
I have the Magitech mount.
Yeah.
When you load that.
Oh, so you get the
Terrace theme.
There's some areas that I've got like because I'm pretty sure someone's got the Black Village music. As soon as I walked in, I was just like, okay, I'm going to stay here for a little bit. It's like a reworked version of it, but it's just like
fit into the environment.
It's just like I'm staying here for a bit because I recognise this tune and I love it. So Square Enix, they've released a few stinkers.
Yeah,
let's say that. So what did they release? Well, there was Babylon's Fall, which died. Avengers, which died. For Forspoken, which is, it died before it even got here.
It just became a meme.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sure there was a fourth one that didn't do very well. First Soldier, yeah, that died.
Chocobo Racing.
The Chocobo Racing, that's 5. Valkyria Elysium did okay,
but it was never a major release.
It wasn't a major release. But I am going to put Valkyria Elysium into there because...
Yeah, it basically got released. It got released on the silent.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I mean, let's be honest. For Square Enix, they've got Final Fantasy 16 coming out, which looks like it's going to do gangbusters. And they've got the Final Fantasy Rebirth. So
the so-called live service that isn't a live service because they've just stopped doing stuff for it.
Which one?
The one involving going to another planet and you've got abilities and it's basically their hope on joining the Destiny live service thing. Outriders.
Oh yeah, Outriders. I completely forgot about that.
Again.
I guess that's the second. I even play that game. I keep forgetting that that's Square Enix. You know what? Outriders would actually do well if they actually put work into it.
Yeah.
Like it's actually a really good game. It's got really good mechanics in that. It's just you get to the end game and there's nothing to do. So it's just like, okay, well I'll finish that now, and then you just put it down. Like there's no reason to keep going. Like the end game loop is just literally like you go through a maze, which is better than what it was before because it was literally just like climb a mountain, and that was it. And now it's you go through different rooms to go through this maze, which is it's cool because it gives you different choices and stuff. So stuff. But in all honesty, it's just not
great.
It's not great. No, it's one of those things like I said when we were talking about live services last time. It's like if you're not going to put the effort in to actually do a live service, like
don't do a live service.
Constantly add events, constantly have things doing, and keep getting people hyped for expansions. You've got to treat a live service like an MMO.
People can complain about Destiny all they want, but that they have seemed to get in, they've got their pattern of like how long before the next event starts, how long that event is, what to do in that event, make sure it's different, new things.
The thing is, every event leads to the next expansion, so every event gets you hyped.
Yeah. All
the way along. Like they do it very well.
They have pretty much got that.
You've got to treat your live service as if it's an MMO.
Yeah.
It may not be an MMO, but but you have to treat it like it's an MMO via content.
If you don't, the player base dries up.
Yeah, because
the player base dries up,
you are going to have people who complete your game in about 2 days. And that's the less crazy ones. There are going to be people who complete your game in a day, right? So you need those people to try. You need to try and keep those people around for as long as possible.
Because those people are going to be the ones that at the very beginning are going to say, if there's no end content, that they'll literally tell everyone else, no point finishing this game.
It's kind of shit.
There's no end content.
Yeah.
So, and then those people that haven't completed the game start going, well, is that true? And then the people who finish in 2 days go, yeah, he was right.
You may have end game content that's not great. It may not be great, but if it's there, there's something for people to do.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff in Destiny's events that are just I'm not even gonna lie, some of them have just been boring. We had a
I
whole
think-
pirate ship thing. We had a space pirate ship thing on Destiny, right? You think that sounds absolutely amazing, right?
Yeah.
It was unbelievably boring. Unbelievably
I mean,
boring.
as long as it didn't involve the Crucible, I'm
No, nothing. No events include the Crucible.
I know, but like
That is a pit that I am not willing to go down.
that is a hellscape.
Like, I am a Destiny fanboy, but I will not touch the Crucible with anything. I would rather get dressed in a hazmat suit, walk to a nuclear zone, and let a bomb go off. than touch Crucible. No.
God damn it.
No. that thing is a cesspool. That's another thing that needs like the Monsters Inc. people in yellow to come and clean
Yeah.
the Crucible. But yeah, the CEO who has
Who, you know, we were questioning when he came out with the whole thing of, for the second year running, that NFTs were the future. We were like, dude, what the hell you want?
where have you been?
Do you not see the market right now?
The market died like 6 months ago. Are you okay? Is everything
I
okay?
mean, the NFT market went down so badly that people were wondering if it was going to be on life support. It probably died quicker than that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still around. There are NFT bros still fucking going. I mean, granted, they've now moved on to AI art, which is a whole another level of hell and bullshit that people shouldn't touch with a 50-foot barge pole. But yeah, it's a new CEO. Hopefully, this new CEO will get Square Enix off the.
I'm trying to think, like, what could they do? They could do. I mean, this could work in Microsoft's favor. Microsoft could get some Square Enix stuff.
Possibly, it depends on what Microsoft do. Because while I do think Sony do go like, we're going to pay you for exclusives and all that, I think some of it is also like the whole Japanese company supporting Japanese company.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I think
that's what I
another
think.
part is like the fucking American attitude
Yeah.
of a major American
Well,
corporation.
I don't even think it's American. I think it's Western.
Yeah, the Western attitude of a major Western corporation going, yeah, we're the big fucking Microsoft. You know, we should be able to get whatever the fuck we want. And with certain companies, especially in certain countries, it just rubs them the wrong way, and they
Yeah,
will
okay.
just literally. And some of these companies will remember that shit for fucking years.
Yeah, that's true.
For fucking years. Like, it's not like, oh, well, it's a new CEO. It'll be like, no, he will have been told by the previous CEO, never do a deal with that company.
Because of this slight.
That they've done against us.
They moved the teacup 3 inches to the left.
They
My God.
They insulted the founding father of this company, so therefore we shall never do business with them ever again. Unless they come to us grovelling at our feet. So it might be a benefit for Microsoft. It might not. We don't know. It's all in the air.
I'm just like, funny. I'm just saying, like, this possibly could be something that Microsoft could jump
We
on.
might.
But like, I don't know, who knows? Yeah, who knows?
I hope that it means that we're going to get some
I'm just
more
interested in what they do.
games. Yeah.
I'm just interested in what they're going to do with this technological innovations.
I hope that it means that they're pivoting away from live services and
I think,
NFTs
in all
and all the
honesty,
bullshit
in all honesty, Square Enix, if they don't go away from the live service things, because they've had how many live services now? Is this their third or fourth? Babylon's Fall, Outriders,
Chocobo.
Avengers, Chocobo. 4, right?
5. Last
5,
Soldier.
Last Soldier. They all died.
Very quickly.
Right? Very quickly. Right? If they don't pivot away from that and go back to doing what they know to do before jumping onto something else, like, or if they are going to do a live service, actually put work into it,
Yeah.
right? Then Square Enix deserve everything that they get.
Yeah. Also, they
If you can't learn after 5 times of failing, then it's your own fault.
Yeah. Also, they have got rid of a lot of their overseas developers as well.
Yes, they have. I still can't remember the company that bought them.
It's the one that's buying up. Like,
it's
we
the
go on
one
about
that we need to worry about in Europe because they're buying up all the fucking European companies.
Yeah, because we go on about like Microsoft buying companies. This company, I can't remember the fucking name of it because they've.
I mean, this is how they've gotten under the radar.
Yeah, because we literally go, who the fuck are these guys?
I've never heard of them before.
Until they started buying like all these companies, like
Yeah, because now they're bigger than Ubisoft, if I remember
know.
correctly.
And I'm like, what the hell? Where did you come from? What the... Anyway.
Yeah, because they own Crystal Dynamics now.
Yep. Basically, everything that was under Sony,
Square Enix.
Under Square Enix.
Yeah,
everything that was under Square Enix.
I'm trying to remember what obviously because they own. I think they're the ones that own THQ.
Oh, THQ Nordic.
Yeah, I think they're the ones that own them now.
Maybe I would have to look at it. But anyway, there's a new CEO at Square Enix. Hopefully it means
No. There isn't one yet. If there is, it hasn't been announced.
There's going to be a new
There's
CEO.
going to be a new CEO.
Hopefully this means that they're going to focus on making good games instead of making live services, which is, if this is a trend that may start in the AAA game industry, I will be happy for. A move away from live services and back to...
Right, and also, for everybody in the games industry, if Konami is looking better than you,
you're doing
something wrong.
You're doing something very wrong.
Yeah.
Just move away from live services and back to just making good games.
Only make like I said, only make a live service if you're actually willing to put the effort into it.
And like I said, like we've said before, the ones that are successful live services, that wasn't really the...
Yeah, the only one that I can think of that was really supposed to be a live service is Destiny. Out of all the successful
and then again,
ones.
Destiny was there wasn't such a thing as a live service when Destiny came.
At the time.
Exactly.
Destiny was... What was it touted? It was a multiplayer MMO shooter thing.
Yeah, that's what they literally touted it at. It was only after...
It was once the live service thing came out.
And again, let's be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that Destiny 2 had the Destiny fan base and Destiny had no competition, those games at launch would have died a death. We're beyond you were beyond.
By the way, Lightfall is very good. It's very good. The story, not so much, but Lightfall is very good. Just put it out there. Because I've been playing that game a lot.
Yeah, you've been going ham on it.
I've gone ham on it.
Well, you've been saying you were going to go ham on it anyway.
Yeah.
But
the new abilities. My God. Put it this way: new abilities are that good. I'm actually contemplating of being a warlock.
Oh my God!
I know, right? I'm going to be the forgotten child.
I know, the unloved one.
Yeah. And obviously the Titan's still, the Titan, the favourite son.
The favourite son is still the favourite son, which means he's...
You know what people should do is, because you know how Warhammer, Guilliman is like the poster child.
Yeah.
They should just put Guilliman's head on a Titan.
On a Titan.
And then I would be like...
The Titan is basically
go for it. Yeah, that makes sense.
The Titan is basically a fucking overpowered space marine.
Have a picture of the Emperor on the golden throne and just have Bungie written down his chest, and then just have Guilliman as a Titan just there, and then have the Hunter and the Warlock just off to the side as two of the less appreciated Primarchs. There you go.
Who would they be?
Korvax would be the Hunter.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to say Rogel Dawn as the Warlock. I think those two Primarchs don't get enough love. If I'm honest.
Korvax and
definitely Korvax. Korvax doesn't get any love whatsoever.
No.
He's just a dick. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes Korvax.
Despite the fact that if you read his backstory, it's like, oh my God, this guy's gone through so much, and then he tries to save his because it's the Night Raven, not Night Raven, it's the Raven Guard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Korvax. Yeah, I thought so. He tries his legion gets pretty much almost wiped out when they're betrayed, and then he tries to save the chapter. He tries to save them, but by trying to save them, he creates these monstrosities.
Yeah.
Because only the Emperor and a select few actually know how to make Space Marines, the Gene Seed. That's how fucked up this situation is. And it's and as penance, he literally takes all of the the mutations and that, all of the failed Space Marines, and he with them as penance flies into the Eye of Chaos to fight Chaos.
Yeah, pretty much
as penance, and I'm like, dear fucking God, see.
Anyway, that's about Warhammer. That's the Titan. The Titan is basically Guilliman. He's the favourite son.
Yeah.
He's the poster child. And the Warlock and the Hunter are, just scraps and just fuck off.
But
But anyway,
Uh,
I think
like
we'll
I
end
say,
it there.
that may be good. Maybe this is a change for the good, because we're getting
Well, the next couple of games that we know from Square Enix, I think they're all. Well, we know definitely Final Fantasy 16, and we know Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I want to say.
Yeah.
They are not live services.
No.
We know this for definite.
They're definitely RPG single player
I
experiences.
don't think there's any other games really announced, but Square Enix at the moment are in that field of like, we're only really going to focus on one game. We may announce something later on. I think we'll be coming up to an announcement for Final Fantasy 14 this year, which I still
which will be
need
the first
to
expansion post,
since Endwalker.
which is like
Um,
the end of like the major story that Yoshi P had made for 14.
yeah,
So it's like, what's next?
what's next?
Like this is how
so-
many years now 14's been going? Like you've only just
10
gotten
years. It's 10 years.
10
years
years.
old.
And you've only just gotten to the end of the first major plot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Holy fucking shit.
Well, Destiny's the same.
Oh, I know that. And
I mean, Destiny did it worse.
yeah.
I mean, but we got there. We're there. We're at the interesting part now. We've met the witness. I don't think we've seen the Traveller yet. Like, if there's anybody in the Traveller.
By the way, how is the Traveller? Because I've seen the trailers and I'm like, oh, no, that's...
I'm not going to say anything.
That's bad.
Because it's spoilers.
Spoiler.
I'm not going to say anything. And I want people to actually play it.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
I finally got some of my friends that actually download Destiny. So like...
do you know what I may? Because I do get the itch to break out the my Titan again and just like wreck shit.
If Witch Queen is... Because I know you don't have Witch Queen. If it's cheap enough, buy Witch Queen, play it, and then see how you feel. If you still don't... If you're not really into it after playing Witch Queen, then...
So quick question, because there was one of the PlayStation monthly things
Yeah,
for premium
was Beyond Light.
was Beyond Light.
Yeah. I think you've already got Beyond Light.
Yeah, I think I just...
That's the one where you first got Stasis.
Yeah, okay, so yeah.
Witch Queen's the one after that.
I need to get Witch Queen then. Yeah.
And I think it's cheap now because Lightfall's out.
Yeah.
So
I'll have a look, see if it's really cheap, then I might get it and then have...
because I'll get you through it. Because you can do legendary story now, which is basically everything's... It's harder. It's legendary mode, basically, right? But the thing is, if you do the story on legendary mode, it gives you more stuff, and you're more likely to get exotics as well.
Yeah, and level up faster.
And you'll level up much faster. So, and I can get you through it easy. And the Le Monarch is just overpowered as fuck. So I can get you through that quite quick because I can just poison everything and everything dies.
Yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for today.
But yeah, that'll be it. I do hope you enjoyed this chat, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.